This is going to give us instant hot water. That's pretty decent flow rate. Oh, that is warm. We're at 53 degrees on the boiler. Oh, that's toasty. But look at that steam. That is lovely. We now have hot water in the van. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So if you remember a trip I was on at Irvine Beach, because in that episode I show you me using my shower, and the shower that I've currently got in the van is in here. So you've got the tube, you've got the head for it, and this is what you put in the water, and this is what drives the water, if you can hear. This is my full shower system. But in the colder months when you want an instant shower, maybe you've not got a gym round about you go for it. Well, thanks to today's sponsor Camplux, we now have instant hot water with a gas water heater. So Camplux reached out and asked if I wanted to review their BW158BC 6 litre water heater, to which I was excited to say yes. So in essence, it's an outdoor instant hot water shower for the van. So let's get it open and see what we get. So we've got the gas regulator hose and chimney stack. Got the manual, what else? A wee holder for your shower, some screws, and then some screws, I'm guessing they're mounting screws, just to mount it to a wall and stuff. Shower head and the shower hose, I'm guessing. Aye. And it's quite cool as well because it's actually got a quick release on it. You can see that. Oh, and then you've got a wee attachment. I'm guessing that's for this. Aye. So this will probably go in the boiler. And then it's just the heater itself, without getting styrofoam everywhere. So that's it there. It feels weird having a boiler in the van, but this is going to give us instant hot water. I'm excited to give this a try. This just goes on to help the gas come out, but to make it a bit more waterproof should you be using this outside, so that none of the rain gets in there. So that's pretty cool. So let's cover the features and some of the safety measures that this boiler gives. Let's cover the outside first. So again, at the top you've got your gas vent, and on the front you've got basically your pilot window where you can see the flame. You've got water and gas temperature and flow rate controls, so you can set how fast you want it, how hot you want it, with the dial at the bottom. And on the side you've got your vents, some numbers, instructions. On the back you've got 3 mounting holes for you to put it on your wall or whatever, and then on the side more vents, and then your usual do's and don'ts kind of thing. At the bottom you've got your gas pipe, water outlet, your water inlet. The water inlet actually has a nice mesh over it just to stop any debris getting in. And then you've also got a slot there for 2 D batteries. That basically helps to ignite the flame in the boiler, so there isn't any need for external power to get this boiler working. So a couple of safety measures it's got automatic cut-off protection, so if the flame goes out in this, it shuts off the gas supply, and the same thing goes if it senses the appliance is overheating. And it's also got automatic pressure release, so if it detects the water flow coming in is over 8 bar, it cuts it off. But in the same vein, if it detects no water flow, it cuts off the gas supply as well. And at the bottom as well, you can see this wee drain plug, so you'll unscrew that to basically let any water out. And the reason for that drain plug is because in winter months, if you've got the water running through this system and you've got any water stuck in the system, in winter months the pipes in this can freeze, which will end up damaging it. So using the drain plug will just help all that water release. And when you're releasing it, all you do is you just shake it like that and the water will just drip out at the bottom. But in terms of features and the layout, that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and see how easy this is to set up. So let's attach the shower head first. So we'll use one of the wee washers, and this is just to prevent leaks and stuff. That's all set up. So another feature of it as well is this water heater uses gas, but it's not just any gas, it's got to be an LPG 5 kilogram to 15 kilogram gas bottle, as you can see here. When they sent me out the regulator, it came with a propane gas regulator, which is fine, but the gas tank that I've got is a butane one, so I've had to switch it over to the butane gas regulator. To be honest, it was pretty simple. I just basically cut this with scissors, as you can see here, and all I did was just shimmied this on and then stuck it down with the screw on the Jubilee clip. That's all you do with the gas. The only thing that I'm seeing that they don't supply is a water inlet hose, so I'm thinking we're going to have to ask the old shower to give up its water inlet hose. So in theory, this should go into the inlet pipe. It does, and that's nice and snug as well. So word of caution, it doesn't come with a water inlet hose. Let me show you the water pump that I'm going to use. Oh, that's the gun, wow. But this was kind of like a wee jet wash kind of system off Amazon. But the main reason why I chose this was because with the water pump, it uses 12 volt. So initially I wasn't going to go with the water pump, I was going to use this. But the problem with this is, you have to turn it on and it's just pumping water straight away. There's no cut-off switch kind of thing. Whereas with this is powered, so it's only going to come out when I turn the actual hose on. So this actually won't fit on the intake pipe on the boiler, so this will only go on the water pump. So what I'm thinking is, when I put that in there, there's like a wee click. You can see it's just a wee tiny hole coming from there, if you can see it. So I'm hoping that it is enough that if I click this in, it does feel quite solid. I don't know if that will have effect on the pressure and stuff. So if you remember in the oven episode, I was using a collapsible bucket to put the water in, and then I would basically chuck this in. But not long after that trip, I actually bought something else that I've not showed in the channel yet. I bought this big 15 litre Ridge Monkey water carrier, and the reason why I went for this is because it actually has 2 water inlet holes, and if you look at the size difference of them, this is pretty much a standard one, whereas this is massive. When you unscrew it and take it off, you actually have a valve inside it, and then chuck this one on here. Fill this end up with water, chuck it on its side, and then you've got a wee tap to run some water with. So if you don't have a sink and a tap in your camper van, this could be a good option for you. That's not what I'm going to be using it for, so let's take that off. This inside, so then this is what would hold the water, and this bit would go to the shower head, and then you would have the all-in-one system. But for me, I'm going to use this with the shower as a water source, and the water pump will just basically pull the water from here. So there's only one thing left to cover, and that's how I'm going to set the boiler up, because I've nowhere to put it in the van just now. But at the back, you can see I've got these mounting holes, so I'm going to need to come up with something which is a wee bit unconventional. So my plan is to feed it through and then hook it up, and as you can see, it's just going all the way through to the back. Now, I don't advise you to do this. This is just because I've got nowhere to hang it up, and it's for a review demonstration. So I'm just going to twist this round, and this will act like a wee hook. I'm going to use this in a while. At this point, I'm just improvising what I've got. It's not the most elegant hookups, but you get the idea, and it gets the job done for us to try it out. And again, to get this running, you need LPG gas, water, pump and power. Screw the water outlet hose on, and that's just a quick release like that. Next up, the gas. For the gas, all we do is put this wee washer in. If you were having a more permanent setup in your van, you would have this tightened with a spanner just to make sure it was nice and sealed. And on the water inlet, we get another washer. And again, this is just to stop the water from leaking, and that just screws onto there, nice and tight. And when they're all set up, this is your water inlet, your water outlet, which is obviously your shower head, and then this is the gas. So it's just free, fits the next setup. And when it comes to putting the batteries in, it's again these big D batteries, and it's positive at the back and minus at the front. And it's got these nice wee clips that just hold it in, just to make sure they don't fall out. And now that's all set. For the water pump, we've got a lot of cable just to keep it away from the electrics, and just to show that we can set it up pretty much anywhere we want. It's quite a hefty length of cable. You would put another washer, but it's not going to fit, so again, I'm just trusting it. I mean, unless we take it off this and just feed it straight in, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that and then we'll just reattach it later, because we can always put this back on anyway. It just means we can feed this straight in there like that. and that's got a much better grip than the other one did. This part goes into the water. So I'm going to add quite a lot of the cable in just so it adds weight to keep the filter in, like that. Add power to the pump. And so just before we start anything, make sure the thing's in the off position and watch the pump. You can see it bringing water in already, and then it's cut off because it's now full of water and it's primed. And so before we turn the gas on, let's put everything to minimum, like that, and make sure the switch is off. And with butane you just snap it down like that. So just to recap before we turn it on, I'll go through how we set it up. So we have the water inlet, which is going to the water. We have the water outlet, which is going to be the shower head, and then we've got the gas, which is connected to the gas bottle. And from the water source we've got the water pump, which is then plugged into the Blue 12 volt socket. And that's that. Let's turn the gas on. Gas is fully on, so let's turn the pump on. So the water's primed in the pump. I'm actually using this hook from my old shower because the other attachment that comes with this doesn't have a hook on it. So to start, all we do is just press this, and then you can hear that boiler coming on. So we'll put it over here. So we can see we're actually at 27 degrees, so let's turn the heat up. Maybe the flow rate. That's pretty decent flow rate. Oh, that is warm. We're at 53 degrees on the boiler. Oh, that's toasty. And on the head we've got different spray settings. Hear it kicking back in, cause it detects the water flow. Oh, that is so nice. And then to turn it off. And the cool thing is, I haven't noticed any leaks coming from any of the hoses under there. That water is just coming from the actual shower head when I was spraying it over there. But this has actually held up quite well as well, and there's obviously been no leaks. But again, this has got nothing to do with the shower. This was just what I bought for Amazon. I think the flow for me is fine there, and the temperature there is fine. Maybe turn it down a bit. Let's try it. Wait, set there. And that's the flame kicked in. You can see the temperature going up. That is lovely. Oh. And this is going to last until that water lasts. So you could put this into like a stream or a lock or whatever, and you'll have unlimited water. And again, it's just the D-cell batteries that are driving it. But look at that steam. That is lovely. We now have hot water in the van. That's how many watts the water pump's taking. It's only taking 28. That's pretty good. So who's this water heater for? To be honest, it's for anybody. It's not just camper vans, motorhomes. You could take this camping with you if you know you're going to be off grid for a while. Even in a tent, you could hook this up to a tree, just get it all set up at the bottom and you're good to go. Just stick your water pump in the nearest lake. You've got unlimited source of water, but obviously just make sure you've got a filter before your water pump and for this as well. But dare I say, you could use this in an off-grid tiny home for beach days. Use this to hose off at the end of it, get all the sand and salty water off you. If you take your dogs out and it's muddy, give them a wee wash before you let them back in the car. Or if you've got your own dog grooming business, you could use this and be on the go and go to people that basically can't get to the groomers. Being able to have that kind of hot water without having to boil the kettle is just crazy. To make a shower or just to wash your hands or just to wash dishes and stuff like that. So let's talk about some of the things I like and some of the things I don't like. So what's the pros? I mean, instant hot water straight away. I love the fact you can set the temperature because even just that much was almost scalding. I like it when you push the button on the shower head, it basically cuts off the gas and it cuts everything off. Unfortunately, I do have a few cons for it. Two of them are neck and neck, I think, and the first one is basically the setup. As you see with this setup, you need to use a water pump, you need to use the external gas, and then you also need to use D batteries as well for the ignition. It is good that you just need D batteries basically to fire it up and get the heater on, but I feel it's counterproductive because you need to use a water pump to get the flow of water into it. I mean, obviously if you're using this in a home, you can miss that part. The D batteries will make it work itself, so it can be self-sufficient, but in a camper van setting that I'm trying it in, you would need to plug the water pump into the power station just to get the flow of water to go through this to activate the actual gas. Had it been you plug this into the power station and then that pulls the water, then it would have been a pro for me. The other one is this. As you can see, I've had to jerry rig this. It does say it's a portable water heater, so this is kind of me jerry rigging it to see how portable it is. Yes, it done the job, but as you can see, it's hardly the best job, is it? So this is one of those ones where you need a material where you can screw this onto and it's just mounted in one place. Obviously I've used a 15 kilogram bottle, which is huge, but I think if you had a 5 kilogram bottle, it wouldn't be as bulky looking. Another con as well is there's no water inlet hose. I thought that maybe all the pipes would have been in the box. To be honest, I think that's it. The two for me is just the bulky setup and the fact that if this is for portability, there's no way of hanging it other than jerry rigging it the way I've done it. But overall, I'm massively impressed by it. I'm glad they sent it out and I'm glad I got to test it, because now I see what I'm actually missing in the van. It's one of the ones where you're thinking, should I get a bigger van? So guys, if you want to go and pick this up, I'll leave a link for it in the description. And if you haven't enjoyed the video, guys, why not give it a like and let me know in the comments. And if you haven't already, why not get subscribed and hit that bell notification so you're always notified when I release a new video. So until the next one, guys, peace.